నారాయణం నమస్కృత్యం నరం చైవ నరోత్తమం దేవీం సరస్వతీం వ్యాసం తతో జయముదీరయేత్. నష్టప్రాయేషు భద్రేషు నిత్యం భాగవత సేవయా భగవతి ఉత్తమ శ్లోకే భక్తిర్భవతి నైష్టికీ. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, text number 26 to 28. 26 and 27, I'll recite myself. 28 we'll combinedly recite. Pahimam paramatmam ste prashenanshrijam prajaha taima yabitum papa upakramanti mam prabho. Lord Brahma, approaching the Lord, addressed him thus: My Lord, please protect me from these sinful demons who were created by me under your order. They are infuriated by an appetite for sex and have come to attack me. Purport. It appears here that the homosexual appetite of males for each other is created in this episode of the creation of the demons by Brahma. In other words, the homosexual appetite of a man for another man is demoniac, and it is not for any sane male in the ordinary course of life. Tvameka kil lokanam klishtanam kleshanashanaha tvameka kleshadastesham anasanna padam tava. My Lord, you are the only one capable of ending the affliction of the distressed and inflicting agony on those who never resort to your feet. Purport. The word kleshadastesham anasanna padam tava indicate that the Lord has two concerns. The first is to give protection to persons who take shelter of his lotus feet, and the second is to give trouble to those who are always demoniac and who are inimical towards the Lord. Maya's function is to give affliction to the non-devotees. Here Brahma said, you are the protector of the surrendered souls. Therefore I surrender unto your lotus feet. Please give me protection from these demons. Please repeat. Saha avadharya asya karpanyam so avadharyasya karpanyam vivikta adhyatma darshanaha viviktadhyatma darshanaha vimuncha atmatanam ghoram vimuncha atmatanam ghoram iti uktaha vimumocha ha iti ukto vimumocha ha so avadharyasya karpanyam vivikta adhyatma darshanaha vimuncha atmatanum goram iti ukto vimumocha ha so avadharyasya karpanyam vivikta adhyatma darshanaha vimuncha atmatanum goram iti ukto vimumochaha. Saha, the Supreme Lord Hare, Avadharya, perceiving, Asya, of Lord Brahma, Karpanyam, the distress, Vivikta, without a doubt, Adhyatma, minds of others, darshanaha, one who can see, vimuncha, cast off, atmatanum, your body, ghoram, impure, iti uktaha, thus commanded, vimumochaha, Lord Brahma threw it off. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. The Lord who can distinctly see the minds of others perceived Brahma's distress and said to him, cast off this impure body of yours. Thus commanded by the Lord, Brahma cast off his body. Please repeat the translation. The Lord who can distinctly see the minds of others perceived Brahma's distress and said to him, cast off this impure body of yours. Thus commanded by the Lord, Brahma cast off his body. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord is described here by the word Vivikta Adhyatma Darshana. If anyone can completely perceive another's distress, without doubt, it is the Lord himself. If someone is in distress and wants to get relief from his friend, sometimes it so happens that his friend does not appreciate the volume of distress he is suffering. But for the Supreme Lord, it is not difficult. The Supreme Lord as Paramatma is sitting within the heart of every living entity. And he directly perceives the exact cause of distress. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha. I am sitting in everyone's heart, and because of me, one's remembrance and forgetfulness occur. Thus, whenever one fully surrenders unto the Supreme Lord, one finds that he is sitting within one's heart. He can give us direction how to get out of dangers or how to approach him in devotional service. The Lord, however, asked Brahma to give up his present body because it had created the demoniac principle. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, Brahma's constant dropping of his body does not refer to his actual giving up his body. Rather, he suggests that Brahma gave up a particular mentality. Mind is the subtle body of the living entity. We may sometimes be absorbed in some thought which is sinful. But if we give up the sinful thought, it may be said that we gave up the body. Brahma's mind was not in correct order when he created the demons. It must have been full of passion because the entire creation was passionate. Therefore, such passionate sons were born. It follows that any father and mother should also be careful while begetting children. The mental condition of a child depends upon the mental status of his parents at the time he is conceived. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the Garbhadana Samskara or the ceremony for giving birth to a child is observed. Before begetting a child, one has to sanctify his perplexed mind. When the parents engage their minds in the lotus feet of the Lord and in such a state the child is born, naturally good devotee children come. When the society is full of such good population, there is no trouble from demoniac mentalities. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurum militam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Namavom Vishnu padaya Krishna preshtaya bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin niti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here Lord Brahma, what situation he was going through, what is the problem, and how Lord provided him the solution has been elaborated. It says, Pahimam Paramatmam Ste. Pahimam means I surrender unto you. Paramatma, so super soul. Pareshanu Ashujam Prajaha. Pareshanena Ashtajam Prajaha. On your order I have created. Prajaha Ashtajan. Paraishaha, by your order. Taima Yabhitim Papaha. And these people, how they were created? They were infuriated by sexual life. Papaha, sinful life. Upakramanti Mam Prabhu. And they are approaching me. to have sexual perspectives. So Lord Brahma was become very disturbed by his own creation when they started attacking him for sexual need. So Prabhupada says the homosexuality in the creation started from this episode. Attraction for male to male. And it is a sinful representation which is not accepted in the civilized society. Next, further. Tvamekah kila lokanam klishtanam kleshanashanah. Tvamekah, you are alone. Kila lokanam, in this world of these people, lokanam, in the world of this creation. Klishtanam kleshanashanah, those who are afflicted with miseries. Everybody in this world are suffering miseries. Klishtaha, everybody are having problem. Kleshanashanaha, only you can one who can relieve them from that distress. Tvameka kleshadastesham anasanna padam tava. So you have two primary duties. One, to protect those who have surrendered unto you, and to punish those who have not surrendered unto you. So these are your two primary duties. Means he is reminding the Lord, I am surrendered unto you, please protect me. And these people have not surrendered unto you, please punish them. So in that way, he is praying to the Lord and he is reminding the Lord. What is that he is expecting from the Lord? So, avadharyasya asya karpanyam, the Supreme Lord, who can understand the others' minds, could understand the trouble what Brahma was going, the level of trouble, the degree of trouble. Vivikta adhyatma darshanaha. This is the specific quality of the Lord, one who can perceive the mind of others. Lord as Paramatma, he knows what is happening within other living entities. Vivikta adhyatma darshanaha. Distinctly he is able to understand the mind of other living entities. Vivamuncha atmatanam ghoram. He said, cast off this sinful body, goram, this sinful body, cast it off. Iti yukto vimumochaha. Being thus spoken by the Lord, Lord Brahma quit that body. Vimumochaha. He became free from that mentality. So earlier also in the last class also we discussed, casting of body means physical body is not the point here. We have two bodies, subtle body and gross body. What we have, this is gross body. We have subtle body. The subtle body you can experience when you go to dream. When you sleep, you always feel like you are a physical person and you are traveling everywhere. The experience is what is counted. You might be in a traveling place, you may be in an accident, you can be anything, it can happen in your dream. Or you can meet your favorite person. So, the experience what that subtle body goes through. So, here it is said, quit off that thought itself. Like whenever mind is disturbed, what do we say? Chant loudly. When you chant loudly, you go away from that thought. So, since you are quitting that thought, it is considered like quitting the body. Not that physical body you have to live. Change your thought of perception from one idea to another idea. So, what is problem with that thought? Because Brahma was representative of mode of passion, he became too much afflicted with that passionate perspective. So, as consciousness of the parents, the children will be of the same consciousness. So, Brahma was too much passionate, the children that were born were also too much passionate in nature. So, this is what Lord was saying, cast off this body. So, what is problem with this lusty tendency? So, Bhagavad Gita clearly explains, Lord Krishna clearly explains about the eternal enemy of the jiva. If you read 3rd chapter, last 7 verses, specifically talk about this point. if you have to completely surrender to Lord, if you have to become completely detached from this matter, we have to be completely free from these lusty perspectives. So there it clearly says, Arjuna was asking, Atakkena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichanapi varshneya balodiva niyojataha. So sometimes I don't want to do some things, but I am forced to do. What is that force? Baladiva niyojitaha. What is that force that is dragging me to do that? So most of the times we don't want to harm somebody. But still, that thought, when it comes into our mind, we become aggressive. It is called as fit of anger. In that moment, you don't know what you are doing. You are not in control of your own sharira. And once you do that mistake, later you will realize, what I have done. So that, what is that force which is pushing me into this direction? Which is beyond my determination. So what was Krishna's answer? Krishna says, Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha. The one that is born out of passion. Rajoguna samudbhavaha. Kama, lusty desires, infatuated with anger. Kama yesha krodha yesha. And how this is generated? Rajoguna samudbhavaha, because of too much passion. Mahashano mahapapma vidyenam hi vairinam. This is your eternal enemy. And this is the most sinful thing. Now, if you say, this is the most dangerous thing, and this is your enemy, how do you conquer your enemy? You should know, where is this enemy sitting? Then only you can conquer. Krishna says there are 3 places where this enemy will sit. Where and all? Mind, intelligence, senses. These are the 3 places this lust will sit. Now if you have to conquer, what level is this mind and what level is this capacity of this enemy? Again, 3 degrees it mentions. As smoke in the fire, as a dust on the mirror, as embryo in the womb. Now, how do we pursue these 3 things? Though for those who are in Sattva-guna, the fire and the smoke, you just give little air. If you push, you have a rod by which we, when we are cooking with the firewood, how do you get the fire when there is too much smoke? You take a rod and we blow air. It's like concentrated air will drive away the smoke and the fire becomes activated too much. So those who are in Sattva-guna, little presentation of little force can come out of that thought. Rajoguna, on a mirror there is dust. You blow air, will the dust go away? It doesn't go away. You require more endeavor. You require to take a cloth, wipe it. So Rajoguna people require more attention, more degree of attention to drive away this lust. Then the third, embryo in the womb. If you just try to blow, will the baby come out? It requires too much excessive pressure. Or you may have to cut it out and open it. For those in Tamoguna, it is very difficult to come out of this lusty degree, which is covered them too much. And what is the nature of this lust? You may say, I will enjoy it, I will exhaust it. No. The more you enjoy, the more you are adding petrol to the fire. It can never be exhausted. Like there is a fire sacrifice. You may think, I will put more ghee. It will get off. Will it get off? The more the ghee, the more the inflammable capacity. It increases more and more. That's why it is considered as eternal enemy. It covers your consciousness. It covers your knowledge. It covers your discriminative capacity. What does this do? It covers your knowledge. It covers your discriminative capacity. Now the problem you are saying it is very difficult, you are as per this idea. Then is there any solution for it? How can I come out of it? Krishna says there is a hierarchy. Please follow the hierarchy. By detachment, you can come out of this perspective. What is that detachment? He says there is indriyani paranyahur indriyebhya param manaha manasastu para buddhir yo buddhe paratastu saha. There is a hierarchy in this body. So gross matter and senses. Senses are superior to gross matter. Like there is a kartal here. Once the kartal is there, lifetime kartal will be there. It will not move it from its provision. Senses are superior. It can move this kartal from here to there. So senses are higher than gross matter. Then higher to senses are mind, because senses are controlled by mind. And intelligence is superior to mind. So by intelligence you get direction how the mind has to act. And soul is superior to intelligence. So there is a hierarchy in this body. So if you have problem with a gross matter, control it with your senses. Like you are diabetic, there is a sweet in front of you. Somebody offers. What you should do? Should you grab it or not grab it? Avoid. You control your senses. So when your senses are about to act something, then with your mind, no, this is not good for me. If I take one sweet, I have to take 100 medicines for that. So with intelligence, sometimes you might have to come over this sinful mind. Mind may be giving sinful thoughts. Whomever you see, it may drive you lusty. So we may have to conquer it with intelligence, sense perception. Then even if the intelligence becomes lusty, with spirit soul, you have to conquer that. So this is the hierarchy Krishna is saying. So he says, samstabhyam atmanam atmanaha jehi shatrum mahabaho kama rupam durashadam. This kama, which is very difficult to conquer, can be handled by higher self to lower self. See, everything is like a personality. There are people who stay like Dumbo. There are many people. We always scold them also. Dunnapota means he is like an animal who has no sense of what he is doing. Then there are people who are little above them, who say, I am not like a Dumbo, I am senses, I live for satisfying my senses. You will see behind cars, they will write, eat, drink, enjoy. We are here for enjoyment. So they are little above animals. They think they are humans, but they are meant for satisfying the senses. So then, above these people, there are some people who are known as thoughtful people, munis, who says, I am not this gross body, I am mind. Then there are tattvavit people who go beyond this mind and who are in the level of intelligence. Then we have the devotees who are on the spiritual platform. Everything, people act as if they are like animal. It acts in this gross level. It acts at the senses level only. It has no superior thought. Like Prabhupada always gives example. One dog, you show a biscuit, it will come to you. You hit him, it will run away. Again you show biscuit, it will come to you. Because it is driven by senses. It has no discrimination. It is not seeing the stick in the hand, it is only seeing the biscuit. So in that way, there are different categories of jivas who are in that platform. So Krishna says, by higher self, conquer the lower self. This is the solution. So what is problem with this lust? Krishna further explains in Bhagavatam and from the Prabhupada purports. The effects of this lust. People become unhappiness. Influenced by lust and greed, one finds no happiness anywhere. Within these three worlds, even if you may possess everything within this world, you will never be happy. Next, anger. When when unfulfilled lusty desires are there, one becomes angry. When one is not satisfied in lusty perspective, he becomes angry. Outcome. And too much lustful tendencies, the results are contradictory. What you expect, something else will come. And when something else will come, your status is disturbed. Then losses from lust, senses, mind, life, body, religion, patience, intelligence, shyness, opulence, strength, memory, and truthfulness, all are vanquished. And lust leads to ignorance, bereft of all knowledge. When somebody is attracted to this lust, these are the outcome. Then, okay, we saw the problem. Is there any regulation for this lust? So there is one concession. In the 4 ashramas, grihastha is allowed to engage in sensual activity. That too under rules and regulations, not too much open. Then by determination, one can come out of these sinful thoughts. Like whenever we come across that thought, Prabhupada always gives us, think of Haridas Thakur. How he had become so strong that Maya could not attract him. Or think with the thought that the opposite sex is meant for satisfaction of the Lord. See, theoretically everything is possible, but practically when it comes to us, can we implement that? That's where it is the point. That's why determination is very much important. So how to become liberation from lust? Absorption is, like gopis by their lusty desires obtained the mercy of Krishna. When Krishna played flute, gopis dead of the night approached Krishna to satisfy their lusty tendencies. But being in association with Krishna, by hearing from Krishna, they became liberated from that lusty thoughts. Then servitude, by serving Guru, hearing, glorifying and remembering the Lord, deity worship, saintly association, offering due respect to all living entities, one can cut down the influence of lust and attain loving service to the Lord. See, problem is there, solution is also there. And by yoga practice, yoga indriya samyama. By practicing yoga, one can regulate the senses. In that way, one can come out of these lusty thoughts also. So these are the different ways how one can come out of this sinful tendency called as lust. So Chaitanya Charitamrita compares this point. So when gopis were given as an example, what is so special in gopis? And how they have conquered Krishna? It says, Gopi Ganera Premera Ruda Bhava Nama Vishuddha Nirmala Prema Kabu Nahe Kama. The love of gopis is considered as Ruda Prema. And it is Vishuddha Nirmala. It is pure and spotless. Kabu Nahe Kama. It is never considered as lust. Premeva Gopa Ramanam Kama iti Agamat Pratam iti Uddhavadayo Apietam Vanchanti Bhagavat Priyaha. What do we say? The gopis' lusty desire towards the Lord is very much desired by pure devotees like Uddhava, who wanted to follow in the footsteps of the gopis. Vanchanti Bhagavat Priyaha, the dear devotees of the Lord, Vanchanti, they desire even to follow in the footsteps of the gopis. Iti Uddhavadayo ipi etam. Even Uddhava, the foremost of the devotees of the Lord, want to follow in the footsteps of the gopis, their way of loving the Lord. Kama prema donhakara vibhinna lakshana lauha ara hema aiche swarupa vilakshana. Literally to say, lust and love appear to be same, but they are of different categories. Lust is like iron, love is like gold. They are mainly of very different perspective at all. Atmendriya priti vanche tara bhalakam Krishnendriya priti icha dare premanam. If one tries to satisfy his own senses, it is defined as lust. And if you try to satisfy Krishna's senses, it is termed as love. Kamera tatparya nija sambhoga kevala Krishna shuka tatparya matra premata prabala. The object of lust is only enjoyment of one's own senses. But love caters to enjoyment of Lord Krishna, and thus it is very powerful. So, one quotation from it says, Loka dharma, Veda dharma, Deha dharma, karma. Loka dharma means social customs, Veda dharma, scriptural injunctions, Deha dharma, the bodily constitution, karma, fruitive tendency, lajja, shyness, dhairya, patience, Deha sukha, happiness to this body, Atma sukha, marma, the intricate details of self-gratification, Dushyaja Aryapata, which is very difficult to attain in this Varnashrama system, Nija Parijana, problems from own relatives and friends and family members, Swajana Karaya Yata Radhana Barshana, when relatives try to scold you, when relatives try to restrict you in your activities in serving the Lord. Sarva Tyagi Kari Kare Krishnera Bhajana. The gopis, how they became special? With all these restrictions, Sarva Tyagi Kare, they renounced everything. And they engaged in devotion service to the Lord. Krishna Sukha Hetu Kare Prema Sevana. In lovingly, they engaged for happiness of Lord Krishna. They engaged all their actions. That's why they became so glorious. Iha ke kahiya Krishna druda anuraga Swachha dauta vasre aiche nahi kona dhaga. This is called as firm attachment to Lord Krishna. Krishna druda anuraga. It is like a pure white cloth without even a stain on it. When you see a pure white cloth without any stain, that is the love of the gopis towards Krishna, without any stain. Atayeva kama prema bahuta antara Kama andatamaha prema nirmala bhaskara. Then again, there is very big difference between love and lust. Lust is like the dense darkness and love is like bright sunshine. Atayeva gopi ganera nahi kama ganda Krishna shukalagi matra Krishna se sambandha. So there is no trace of lust in the actions of gopis. Their whole intention is how to satisfy Lord Krishna. That is the own primary motive. Atma sukha dukke gopira nahi ka vichara Krishna sukha hetu chesta mano vyavahara. So gopis did not care for their personal pleasure or gain. All their physical and mental activities are diverted for offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. Krishna lagi arasabha kare parityaga Krishna sukha hetu kare shuddha anuraga. They renounce parityaga, everything for the service of the Lord. And they have pure attachment, shuddha anuraga, for giving Krishna pleasure. Arayeka gopi premera swabhavika chihna ye prakara hoya prema kama gandahina. So there is another natural symptoms of gopi's love that it shows it is without a trace of lust. Gopi prema kare Krishna madhuryera pushti madhurye bhadaya prema hana mahatushti. The love of gopi nourishes the sweetness of Lord Krishna, and that sweetness in turn increases their love, for they are greatly satisfied. By serving the Lord with their mood, Lord became very happy. By seeing that Lord is very happy, they became more happy. It's like a competition between Krishna and the gopis. Krishna wants to serve gopis and gopis want to serve Krishna. In that way, they are attaining more and more happiness. Each is deriving more and more happiness. Priti Vishayanande tad ashrayananda tanha nahi nijasukha vanchara sambandha. The happiness of abode of love is in the happiness of object of that love. But see, a lover becomes very happy when the opposite person is very much happy. So this is not a relationship of desire for personal gratification. Kama gandhahina swabhavika gopi prema nirmala ujjvala shuddha ena dagdha hema. So the natural love for gopis is devoid of any trace of lust. It is nirmala, it is faultless, ujjvala, very bright, shuddha and pure, like dagdha hema, it is like molten gold. When the gold is melted, it is completely pure. All the impurities are removed. It will be very shining. So that is the love of gopis. Krishnera Sahaya Guru Bandhava Preyasi Gopika Hayena Priya Shishya Saki Dasi. To serve the Lord, they accepted various roles. They are helpers, they are teachers, they are friends, they are wives, they are dear disciples, they are confidants, and they are serving maids of Lord Krishna. Gopika Janena Krishnera Manera Vanchita Prema Seva Paripati Ishta Samahita. The gopis know Krishna's desire and they know how to render perfect loving service for his enjoyment. They are so expert in performing their services for the satisfaction of Lord Krishna. Sei gopi bhavamrite yandra lobahaya veda dharma lokatyaji sei Krishna bhajaya. So one who is attracted to the ecstatic love of the gopis does not care about popular opinion or rules and regulations of this Vedic society. He completely surrenders unto Krishna and renders service unto him. See, in Ramayana we have two people who are driven by lust. One is Ravana, who was driven towards Sita Devi. He wanted to take away Sita from Rama. What was the result? He was destroyed, and not only with him, his entire family was destroyed. Then there was one more person who was also lusty, who had approached Ramachandra, Surpanaka. She wanted to enjoy with the Lord. She wanted to have his association. When she wanted to possess Rama at the cost of killing Sita. So what happened? Lakshmana came and immediately chopped off her nose and ear. So, but she did not leave. It is said that she went and she did tapasya. She attained the benediction of some of the demigods like Brahmā or Shiva, by which in the next life she became, whom she became? Trivakra, Kubja, where she served the Lord without discrimination. She served Krishna with sandalwood paste. When what did Krishna do? He immediately granted her the divine form, Bhuvanaika Sundari. When Krishna touched her body, she became like a divine damsel. When she became in the divine damsel form, she remembered she wanted to have association of the Lord. In the road, she was asking Krishna, please come, I want to associate with you, I want to serve you. Lord said, this is not the time, I'll come some other time. So to fulfill that desire, Lord went to her house with Uddhava and stayed one night with her and purified her of that consciousness. Even if we go today, in Mathura there is one temple called as Kubja Krishna temple, where Kubja is serving the Lord. So by coming in association with the Lord, a devotee becomes purified of that consciousness. So such is the glories of devotional perspective. So lust is there to destroy us, but how to come out of it is also a solution which is provided to us by serving saintly people, by serving with consciousness, by serving with determination, by serving with clean perspectives. We can come out of this dangerous enemy called as lust, and we can serve the Lord in pure devotion. So this is what Shastra is saying, and how Brahma further got further instructions and how did he create further living entities will be described in the future verses. We'll stop here. Any questions or doubts? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam.